So here's a couple of images. These are obviously old ones. They were selling Marlboro cigarettes and using babies. And that's awesome, right? It says, before you scold me, Mom, maybe you better light up a Marlboro. So what are they saying right there? They're saying, boy, these Marlboro cigarettes, they really calm you down, and I guess you won't beat the crap out of this infant baby. And then they got one for the males too. It says, gee, Dad, you always get the best of everything, even Marlboro. Wow. So they're saying that these Marlboro cigarettes are some really good stuff, right? It's crazy, right? The kind of ads they used to run. But you're going to look back on the ads they're running right now, 20, 30 years from now, and probably think the same thing. Here's an interesting ad. This one here was for domestic abuse. And it kind of shows the woman kind of beaten up. The arm looks obviously out of place. That's a man's arm right there. She's got a bruised eye, and she's not going to tell anybody about it. And they're saying you should, okay, which looks like a really good ad. I'm sure they got a lot of response off that one. Here's an interesting one. This is a counterintuitive one, right? It says butter, good and good for you. Your nutrition tip: butter is slippery. That's why we eat as much as possible to lubricate our arteries and veins. Now, this is a pretty funny ad here, but we've gone through the cyclical thing about fats and saturated fats and all this all around the world. And in the 50s they did a study and they proved that fats and saturated fats did not clog your arteries, and yet we all still think it does. It doesn't. That's not what does it. It's actually starches and sugars that do it. And it was disproven, but they sold us that bill of goods for a long time. Here's an interesting one. This actually was a video, and it's a dancing kangaroo, and it says, let's yellowtail. And what they're really selling is yellowtail wine, but what they're telling you is, hey, if you buy our wine, it's like a big party, right? Because that's what people associate this wine with. All right, so let's move on to your headline. Okay, what should your headline say? What should it be? I like the ones that give a result, okay? And a result could be, you got to be real careful. I don't want to use the weight loss ones, but have perfect abs, in 3 days or whatever you want to put there. Call out people who are a problem, which is what I did. People who ran ads and didn't get any results on the ads. Counterintuitive, lose 25 pounds, but eat pizza and ice cream for 30 days. Okay, we'll say, well, how could you do that? Want this but not this. So that could be, do you want to be in great shape but never go to the gym, never exercise, and eat all you want? You could put an ad like that. Of course, I wouldn't ever say anything like that because that's not true, but that's what that is, that type of ad. So here's a couple examples I want to go through and show you. Now, this product here is J&B Scotch, and obviously they were selling it around the holidays. And what does it say? The holidays aren't the same without J&B. Okay, so there are no jingle bells if you don't drink their booze. This is an interesting one here, where the women you hate have their hair done. Horst salons. So they're saying their salons are so good that you just look at those women and go, oh my God, they're so beautiful, I hate them. Kind of an interesting ad. Here's one for Harley Davidson. Somewhere on an airplane, a man is trying to rip open a small bag of peanuts. In other words, this guy is living life. He's out there in the wild open, he's cruising, he's having a great time, and some idiot's in an airplane somewhere. So they're saying you ought to jump on a motorcycle, you ought to drive somewhere. All right, shouldn't be in the airplane. Getting rid of headaches since 1888. This is De Beers Diamonds. So they're saying if you give one of these to your wife, guess what? Bingo, no headaches. Interesting. It's an interesting little ad there. Here's another one for De Beers. Of course, there's a return on your investment. We just can't print it here. Now, I think they're going after the same message once again. You're getting a result from this particular product. Picks up 5 times more women than a Lamborghini. Okay, so they're saying that their Daihatsu little van is pretty cool because you can get a lot of women in it. Now, I don't know how many you're really going to pick up, but that's what they're saying. Chevy Corvette. Now, they're really singling themselves out here, and they're really going after a competitor. They don't write songs about Volvos. And, there's a lot of truth to that. So if you want to be cool, if you want to be hip, you want to be all of it, you want to get a Corvette. That's what they're saying here. My bonus is faster than your bonus. So they're basically saying if you get a bonus, if you're that executive type guy and you want to get a really cool car, what are you going to get? You're going to get a BMW because you're going to be really cool, right? I don't know about that. The BMW drivers around our town aren't that cool, I don't think, but I'm not picking on BMW drivers. Actually, I am. So what's this one here? Protected by more prenups than any other car. Wow. So they're saying that this is the car of rich folks, okay? So if you got one of these cars, you're rich, you look rich, that's how people are going to think about you. And if you think about it, there's a lot of truth to that. I want to go back to that BMW ad for a second. The large BMW, actually BMW owns Rolls-Royce. I don't know if you know that or not. And the large BMW is built on the same chassis that's Rolls-Royce is. Now, the large BMW is about 100 grand. The large Rolls-Royce is 400 grand. What's the difference? Well, they explain it this way. If you pull up to a meeting in a BMW and you get out of the car and go into the meeting, they go, oh, he's got a BMW. If you pull up to a meeting in a Rolls-Royce and get out of the Rolls-Royce, they go, holy crap, this is somebody to deal with right here. He's driving a $400,000 car. So it's really image. Both those cars got you there just fine. They're both comfortable. They're both nice. And, one's got a little bit better leather in it, maybe a little bit more room, but it's the same company, okay? So you need to kind of think about that. What's the message they're trying to send? I love this one here. Cheap enough to say Phuket. Phuket is a place, of course, in Thailand, and you could pronounce that word another way, but they're basically saying you just got to go. I mean, their prices are so great, you just got to go. I think that's a great billboard right there, by the way. Yeah, a couple people are commenting that they love that billboard. Now, let's talk about the actual offer itself. We're down to the wire on this. The offer itself is it's gotta be an unbelievable deal. The offer I'm talking about now that I mentioned, the one we're getting ready to do, it's a $1 to join, and then it's a monthly continuity, but you get $6,200 worth of value. $6,200. That's a great deal. If you don't have an unbelievable deal, you're probably not going to sell your product. Okay, so that's really important to understand that. It's got to have scarcity. So it's got to be something that they can't get tomorrow, the next day, the next. They can't get it forever, or otherwise there's no incentive to act. They must have urgency. Okay, if they don't do that, the price is going to go up. This deal is going to go away. There's a limited supply of them. Some type of urgency there, and there must be no risk. In other words, if they're buying your product like ours, a $1 opt-in, we tell them if they don't like it for any reason, they can cancel. Simple enough. They don't have to worry about anything. Easy to do. Now let's talk about your landing page. What's going to happen here on the landing page? They should only have one choice on the landing page. I see a lot of people with Shopify stores, and they don't use a landing page. They just send them to the product page in Shopify. The problem with that is that when they go there, they've got all kinds of choices, right? They got your menu, they got your blog, they got all these different things they could click on. So I highly recommend, if you're running ads, do not run them to your product page, because you just can't even do some of the stuff you need to do. And if you send them to a product page, there's too many distractions. You want to get them to a landing page somewhere that's going to sell that product. They must have an order bump. And to do that in Shopify, you're going to have to get some apps and do some other stuff. So why bother? Just go ahead and get another landing page type thing. So you got to have a bump, and we're going to talk about what a bump is. But a bump is basically, yeah, I'll take the product, and by the way, you can have this also. So ours with the book is it's $5.60 for the book, and if you want the audio, it's only $5 more. So they click that little box, and we improve our income there, and it doesn't cost us anything because it's already recorded audio, right? But they get value, and it's a good value for them. It's got to be congruent. That's another thing I see that's huge, is people will run an ad, and that ad doesn't look anything like the page that people are going to. And that happens a lot on Shopify stores. They run an ad for a product, and when they get to the page, it looks entirely different. Colors are different, words are different. Gosh, sometimes they don't even have the same product there, and it doesn't work if it's not congruent. So it's got to be congruent. Next one is they must have few choices. Don't send them to a page where they can get 4 different models of the same thing. You don't want that. You're going to be thinking in your brain, well, if I've got all these different choices, I can get the people who want something a little bit different. You won't. It won't work. It's not going to happen because they clicked on the ad because that's what they expected. So don't do that. You also must have OTOs. What's an OTO? It's a one-time offer. So after they bought your product, it should go to another page, and it should say, hey, add this to your order right now. Whatever that product is, it should be a more expensive product too. Must have downsells. What's a downsell? Well, when they get to the OTO, the one-time offer. Um, if they don't take it, they're going to click a button and say, no, I don't want this. Don't add it to my order. It should go to another product that downsells. And the reason you want to do this is what makes your funnel more profitable. This is the information that I showed you in the beginning where I was answering that person's question and I was talking to them about, what they need to do to make that funnel profitable. They got to have all these different parts. It also must have a guarantee. All products need to have a guarantee, okay? Everybody worries, what if I don't like it? What if it doesn't do what I want? I was looking at some statistics the other day, and it had to do with how long a guarantee is, and you could look at 30 days, 7 days, 60 days, whatever you want. And this particular person went from a 30-day guarantee to a 60-day guarantee, okay? And the results were pretty interesting because at the 30-day guarantee, they had a 7% refund rate, 7%. At the 60-day guarantee, they had a 7% refund rate. Same exact one, but they got 9% more in sales at the 60-day guarantee. So that's something you want to think about. You want to test it, okay? Next one, you must have continued offers, okay? So that means after you've sold them, after they've been through the funnel and all that, you've got to have an email follow-up that is going to send them to more offers, which I'm going to talk about obviously next. Emails. Now, how are these emails used? Well, the first way is for abandoned cart. About 80–85% of the people that put stuff in their cart never check out. And the reason they don't check out is because they got interrupted, okay? They got, I don't know, somebody, an email came up, or, they were thinking about it and they're like, I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. So these emails need to go out for these people who added something to their cart but didn't complete it. Next one is reminder emails. Maybe they just totally forgot about it. So, a day or 2 or 3 days later, I'm going to send them a reminder about this. Related products. So these emails I'm going to send after they bought a product from me, I've got to have a bunch of other products that I can send them emails on. If you don't get them, you won't be as profitable, or you won't be profitable at all if you don't do these things. And the next one, it should be higher priced products. If they spent some money with you, they're primed to spend more money with you, but you got to offer it to them. They're not going to spend money. They're not going to give you money if you don't ask for it. You got to ask for money. And then you can also do services. Maybe your products lend themselves to services. We have survival foods, and we sell survival foods, but we also have survival courses they can go through. So it's another service that we can sell those people. You can also do content. Don't always sell them stuff. Give them good information. If we're in the survival niche, so we send out emails about content, about things they can do, how to start a fire, how to protect your family, how to protect your home. Here's some interesting ones I found off, and I love some of these headlines here. This is from BuzzFeed. 32 texts that will make you laugh way harder than you should. I mean, you want to click on that, right? Do you ever feel like you love dogs more than people? Well, you weirdo, these hilarious tweets are perfect for you. People are going to click on that. Those are good headlines. Oh no, it happened again. Olympic divers got accidentally censored, and it looks pretty inappropriate. Right? So people are going to look at that and go,